WRRS!
WRRS, bring you the latest intermediate school news.
We're all in this together. Once we know that we're all stars and we see that
Hello, intermediate school, and I want to welcome you here to channel WRRS on March 3rd, 2021. I'm Riley Harwood. This station prides itself with bringing you the latest intermediate school news. On this day in 1887, Anne Sullivan begins teaching 6-year-old blind deaf Helen Keller. I hope you have heard of Helen Keller. She is an inspiration to many. She had to learn how to communicate through sign language. In 1931, after over a century, a poem written by Francis Scott Key was finally established as the U.S. national anthem. The lyrics of the song were written on September 14, 1814, while Key observed the British invasion of Fort McHenry war zone located in Maryland. The Star-Spangled Banner composition was inspired by a flag that remained standing even after several hundred bombings occurred. Do you know where this flag is now? It is also National I Want You to Be Happy Day. National I Want You to Be Happy Day encourages us to do something that makes others happy. It also asks us to see others' happiness from their point of view. Putting a smile on someone's face tends to put one on ours too. It is also, of course, National Anthem Day. And we have to throw this one in because it is just too weird. If pets had Thumbs Day. We can't wait until next week to see some pictures from this week's Dr. Seuss Week. Next week is Hat Day. Yes, it will be Hat Day on both Thursday and Friday. So find those cool hats. Let's find out who this week's Student of the Week are. Congratulations. Congratulations, Mrs. Hahn and baby boy Edison. We are very excited for you. And now it's library time with Mrs. Hahn.
Hello, boys and girls. Happy March. If you didn't already know it, this is Read Across America Week. Yesterday, March 2nd, was Dr. Seuss's birthday, and it's officially Read Across America Day on March 2nd. But all week, we celebrate by doing Mismatched Socks, Wacky Wednesday, all those fun sort of things. And for the whole entire month of March, we're going to be doing emoji story titles that are themed around Dr. Seuss. So, last week's emoji story title answer was Elephant and Piggy by Mo Willems. And then here is a Dr. Seuss title that's super popular, and this is the first out of 5 Dr. Seuss emoji story titles for the month of March, okay? So this is kind of in celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday. So this is this week's emoji story title. If you think you know the answer, make sure you email me at jordan.hahn@hornellcsd.org and send me your answer. Also, last month, in the month of February, I like to usually highlight our top titles or a number of checkouts for the month. So I'm going to tell you our top titles that were checked out in the month of February were Guts, The Deep End by Jeff Kinney, a wimpy kid story. Dogman Unleashed, Chloe #2, The Queen of High School. Dogman For Whom the Ball Rolls. Drama, Ghosts, Smile. So Raina is really racking up the points. She's got 1, 2, 3, 4 of her titles on our top 10 list. Dogman Brawl of the Wild and Real Friends by Shannon Hale. So those are our top 10 books that were checked out in the month of February. I also want to highlight, it's pretty interesting, but not surprising because I know how much you guys love graphic novels. All of these titles on the top 10 list are all graphic novels. Happy Dr. Seuss Week. I hope you have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon.
Have you checked out a book lately? It's time for a counselor chat.
Hey guys, it's Mrs. Bailey back for another counselor's chat, and this week I want to talk to you about flipping your lid. We've talked a lot about this in our classroom lessons lately. So what happens when you flip your lid? Well, your upstairs brain, you might remember, is where you are able to think logically, have problem-solving skills, have empathy for people. I hope you remember what empathy is. Act with kindness. Just really think logically. And our downstairs brain is where all of our emotions are, all those really, really strong emotions. So anger, happiness, sadness, fear, worry, they're all in the downstairs brain. Now when we flip our lid, we cut off that connection to our upstairs brain. So only our downstairs brain is in control. So the problem with this, only thinking with our emotions, is we're not thinking logically, we're not using empathy, we're not able to problem solve. That's all cut off. So we might say or do stuff that we normally wouldn't do. So we have to find a way to reconnect our brain. And we do that by calming down. And there's a lot of different ways we can calm down. Maybe you go for a walk, maybe you talk to a counselor, maybe you talk to a friend, get a drink of water, play with a stress ball. There are so many ways you can calm down when you're upset. And if you can't think of any, come see me and I can help you with that. Coping skills are really important. I know we've talked about them a lot, but that's how important they are. They keep popping back up. We have to reconnect our brain when we flip our lid because we don't want to say or do something that we don't mean, because there could be consequences, right? Like if we're in school and we get really upset, say we flip our lid, we might say something that we don't mean, we might do something we don't mean, and that could be a consequence. So just remember, try to reconnect your brain when you start to feel upset. Use a coping skill. If you need help, just come see me. Have a great day.
Mrs. Smith have a message for you.
Hello, Intermediate School. Mrs. Smith here with just a little reminder about our cell phone policy. Cell phones are not allowed generally throughout the building. That includes classrooms, hallways, bathrooms, and locker rooms. So that your cell phone should definitely be put away during those times. The only time that we do allow cell phones in our building is in the cafeteria at lunchtime. So we want to make sure that we go over the expectations using our respect, responsibility, and safety matrix. So under respect with cell phones, when you're in the cafeteria, because that's the only time they are allowed in our school, your phone should still be turned to silent or vibrate mode. We should not be hearing a lot of loud noises from your phone because we don't want to disrupt other kids who maybe don't want to listen to that. You can use your headphones, but you definitely should not be taking any videos or photos of other students without their permission. That is not allowed. And always make sure that if you are texting or messaging some friends, that you are only using kind words. Those expectations all fall under the respect category. Now, under the responsibility category, you know that you should only use your own cell phone. Don't put your hands on another student's cell phone because you don't want to be responsible for that if something happens. Also, if there's any cyberbullying or anything inappropriate going on with your cell phone or someone else's cell phone, make sure you tell an adult so that we can intervene and make sure everyone is safe. The last thing for being responsible is to make sure you turn that phone off and put it away when you are leaving the cafeteria and moving on to your next class. Finally, under safety, make sure that you know who you are talking to. If you are using apps where someone could possibly be lying about their identity, be very careful with that. Make sure that you're communicating with the adults in your life, the adults at home or at school, about who you're talking with and what you're saying over social media. Don't give out any of your personal information. That includes your last name, your address, your phone number, your parents' name. That information should not be put on social media or through a text. Keep any passwords private, and be careful of who you let borrow your phone. If you pass your phone around and let other students play with it, you're still responsible for anything that is sent from your phone. So we just want to make sure that you are being respectful, responsible, and safe with cell phones, and remembering our general rule, excuse me, and remembering our general rule at intermediate school that cell phones are only allowed in the cafeteria at lunchtime, but not during any classes, not in the hallways, not in the bathrooms, and not in the locker rooms. Thank you.
Now is the time you have all been waiting for again. The pie in the face. Drum roll, please.
Hi, kids. Thanks. We got all your votes. We have counted them, and it's Mr. Gibbs who's going to be getting the pie today. We're getting ready to do that very soon. Okay, kids, here we are. Mr. Gibbs is ready, but he demands a recount.
I don't believe it was me.
He doesn't think it was him.
I got all the votes right here.
We think it might be Mrs. Smith who's over there, and we're on our way over. We're going to do the recount with Mrs. Smith. Come on, would you do me a favor and hold this
What
pie?
do I have to carry? Everything for you?
Yes, please carry this for me because I got to do.
All right.
Mrs. Smith, would you come over? We need your
I
help with the
don't believe
recount.
this for a second. It's got to be you.
No.
It's a recount, yes. So much for the recount.
I guess I lost. You are one. I won.
No.
It's a recount,
No.
yes. So much for the recount.
I guess I lost. You are one.
Keep watching for those pop-up votes. You will find them in an assignment online, maybe an email from your teacher, randomly in your Google Classroom, so keep watching. But make sure you vote when you find one. It's time to relax and do a little art therapy with Mrs. Friedman.
Hi everyone, Mrs. Friedman here again, doing a little art therapy with clay. We've been using a lot of clay in our classes right now, so I thought that that would be a good choice. Clay is actually very therapeutic. Just moving it around in your hands, shaping it in different ways, actually will release tension from your body. So sometimes we get very angry or upset about something. Maybe in the clay you could make something that represents your anger. Maybe like an animal of some kind. Maybe something that has like this roaring open mouth, kind of very angry type of thing. And as you shape the clay, you'll notice that tension is released. Like a dragon or something like that from clay. And let's see. Let's get an open mouth there. Maybe get some horns on him or something like that to represent anger in some way. There's one of my horns. Anyway, go ahead and try that. What is it that might represent anger for you? Draw that object. Now, what is it that this scary object here, what is he trying to protect you from? Is there something that might be making you angry or making you upset that you haven't really talked about? Draw or create something in clay that kind of represents what the scary, angry creature might be protecting you from. So, and it can be really anything, and maybe if you're not sure, you could just guess. I'm kind of making a kind of a broken bowl or something here to kind of represent something. So anyway, try that. Try using some clay sometime when you're feeling angry or upset. You could even pound into clay to kind of let out tension. It's nice and soft and workable. Okay? All right, so try that out. See if you can release some tension. And when you're feeling angry also, don't forget to breathe.
Thanks, Mrs. Fridman. This brings an end to our broadcast today. Remember to keep those masks on when you are supposed to. Wash your hands, do the vampire cough and sneeze, and be respectful of others. Okay, say it with me. We are respectful, we are responsible, we are safe. We are red, Raiders strong.